Yeah, life went on pretty quickly. So started a business, got married, had a kid all before I was 25. Life was really quick for me. So a lot of people do that, in the first 30, 40 years of life. I did in the first 25. So things sped up really quickly. Obviously didn't go to the party scene. So wasn't a drinker. Never went to nightclubs, anything like that in my earlier days because I was too busy working. So and I sure made up for that later in life. Didn't have time for partying and between that and family life and travelling, and then you get locked in the corporate world, so corporate hospitality, going out for long lunches and kicked on to early dinners and then late dinners and then out to all the seedy pubs and everything like that. So when you do that in every capital city and you got to be fresh and everything for the next day, and obviously the drinking started taking a toll on life. It started getting really out of control, and then the gambling come in, after you have a drink. Well, what my saying now is one's too many and a hundred's not enough. So drinks, which is so true. So one kicks you off, and then 100 you just not enough, so you just keep going. So one night, I said, all right, well, I'm going to go and have a party for myself out in the motorhome. And the wife said, I don't care what you do as long as you're out there and not keeping us up. So this was a Sunday night, so we just got home from go-karting, and I was unpacking the motorhome myself and having a few drinks and, a bottle of wine and a bit of vodka. And I said, all right, I'm going to kick on. This was Sunday night. Obviously, sitting out in the motorhome and still kicking on at 8 o'clock in the morning, and looked outside and the car's gone, the kids are going to school, no one said goodbye to Dad, so probably gone, he's a drunk mess in the car, in the motorhome, and I'm going, this isn't what what am I doing this for? This isn't me. So I started Googling luxury rehabs and detox joints on the Gold Coast, and rang Janine, still pissed as anything, and threw a couple little smarty little comments in there, obviously rang my EA and told her what I've done, and obviously rang my wife, told her what I've done, and started it from there, and started obviously had to sober up and make sure that's still what I wanted to do, and it was. So had to go and get a blood test the next morning, and met Alistair in a car park just down the road here, who brought me to the house, and what a change it made. Yeah, well, reflecting on on the darker days, it's it really hit home. Especially for the kids. When your kids turn around to you and say, "Daddy, you're going to drink again," and then you start going, "Oh, Dad, you're drinking all the time." What do you mean? Well, and then you start going through photos, and you go, "Shit, I'm holding a beer there. There's a beer there on the back of the table. There's a." We're having a barbecue and you got a wine in your hand. Oh, we've got a nice dinner at the table and there's a bottle of wine there with a glass next to you. There wasn't a photo that I had in my phone that I could scroll back for the last 10 months where I didn't have a drink. Somewhere, whether if I wasn't holding it, it was beside me, behind me on the bench next to the barbecue. So, those things, well, for me, that's what, you did it for me, you start going, well, that's not really what you want your kids to be, and then they're having a sip of your beer, and, then they're asking for a non-alcoholic beer, and you just, then you go, where's this leading to, before you know it, they're going to be 14, 15, 16, sneaking beers behind your back, and, they're going to be in a world of hurt, when they're 18, so... you can only apologise so many times for being drunk and making a dick of yourself, and before people just go, oh yeah, and I tried a couple of times, I'm going to stop drinking, and you get to that point where they say, well, you've said this before, you've said it before, so. And obviously, when I checked into the clinic, and when I left, everyone, even the day that I made the call to Janine and said, look, I want to come to the clinic. My mother-in-law actually bawled her eyes out and said, look, that's great. I'm proud of you for doing it. My wife and everyone. So, but, I wanted to be somewhere where it was relaxing for me. I still had my phone, still answered my emails. I could still talk to clients, could still talk to staff. No one had to know where I was unless I told them where I was. For me, counselling, yeah, sure, it was a part of the experience and it helped. But, it was a whole package that did it for me. So, we had our own chef here, which was great. I loved it that we did different activities each day. So I was sat in this exact room and I played a guitar. I've never played a guitar in my life. Then we went salsa dancing. They do these things to obviously, take you out of your comfort zone and do stuff that you wouldn't normally do at home, and just see what you like. And so a bit of exercise. So now I'm a fitness fanatic. I'm addicted to it. So they probably, then they did say, Alistair did say, your addiction will probably go to something else, and it did, and it's gone to fitness. So since I was here, I lost 9 kilos. But obviously, once you come out of here, everyone's proud of you. But I've also said if I go back to drinking, you can drink and then you'll fall off the rails again, and you come back here, you're not going to get the same reaction when you go out again the second time. They're going to go, oh, okay, how long is he going to be sober for this time? I got one shot at it, and this is it. So we're 120 days sober now, and and it feels like day one. I feel great.